What is going on, everybody? It's me, truck driver Sean. Today I actually have a super cool pedal. It's one of three that are in existence, and this is one of those things I got real shit lucky, and I was able to get a hold of Richard at Airis Effects. He put it up, said there was a couple available, and when there's a couple available, his stuff, that stuff just poof. I never get in time, but I got in. This is the Danaha. Essentially, it is the Airis preamp and the Savage drive. Now, you're going to say, this is kind of similar to something else, the Electric Dragon. Well, the Electric Dragon has a screamer on this side. This has the Savage drive. Kind of a different circuit. They run the same lane, but they are different. I have everything set at noontime on this. It has a pretty interesting tone stack the way it works. Each side has a couple of their own things, and then other things are shared. From what I can understand, because with Airis Effects you don't get a book that tells you what the fuck is going on. You try the knobs and find out, right? So on the preamp side, we have a bite and a tight, okay? On the overdrive side, we have a bite and a gain, okay? And to my knowledge, those two knobs on each side are independent to the side of the pedal that you're using. And then you have two independent volumes. And this is where I'm going to sound real stupid because the middle one's a tight. So apparently, I guess I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I'm going to plug it in and leave everything at noontime. And what you get, I'm going to use my Republic X amp because I can put that with the gain on halfway and it's still good for like rock and roll and stuff. I'm going to turn on the preamp. You're going to hear it get nice and fat and full and really, it's Airis Effects. So you know it's just going to be chug worthy as shit. And then I'll turn on the screen and you'll see the overdrive. You'll see that it has another complete different reaction. So you technically, with this pedal, can take a single channel amp and have three different gains that behave similar, but take you to different places. It's really intuitive. I actually really like this. And I probably shouldn't say it out loud, but I do like it better than the Electric Dragon. The Electric Dragon, having the screamer on the other side, it's good. It's awesome. That video you should have seen already. If you haven't, if you want to see it in context, stop watching this, go watch that. All right? Okay. Anyhow, let's just hook this up. I'll zoom in on it and do the whole thing I've been doing lately with the pedals because people are like, can't see the fucking pedal. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what am I, shooting porn for fucking toys now? Jesus. But we'll get in, we'll take a look at this, and then we'll hit the Republic with it. All right? Very cool. Let's take a look at this beautiful... Holy sh... Yes, mate. Thank God Airis Effects built it, so it's going to be fine. So we're back, and just to let you know, a little PSA. No pedals were hurt in the filming of this video. Can't believe I just dumped that fucking thing. Jesus, I need more coffee. Need more coffee, man. So, this is what, I'm going to show you what we have with just the Republic. As you can tell, Doesn't sound horrible, and that's with everything at noontime on the Republic. Yeah, really feel bad because the Republic's an awesome amp, but I use it as like a reference point when I'm doing pedals. It really is a good amp. So if anybody's wondering, this amp right here is worth the fucking money. Give that man your money and get one of these. That amp is ridiculously solid. No clean channel, but who the fuck cares about cleans? All right, so we're gonna play a riff using just the Republic, and then I'm gonna turn on the preamp. Remember, everything is at 50%. Alright, so as you can tell, put on that preamp, it gets nice and thick and full to the point where you're like, it need to be tightened up a little bit. Well, that's what the overdrive side comes in handy. So again, we're going to play a riff just using the Republic, then we're going to turn on the preamp, and then we're going to smash it with the overdrive. Yes, mate. All right, so as you can tell, really, I don't need to do much more. I could just leave it like that. But for me, I like things to be a little more throaty and a little more violent. So you can do it just with the pedal. All right? So we have a gain, we have a bite for the scream side, the overdrive side, and then a preamp that has a bite and a tight. So she's super tight right now, but let's just play with the tight and see what happens. right, so I added a little bit of bite to it, and right now we're kind of getting into that territory, man. We really are. We're getting there. So now we're going to play around with the gain for a little bit. I'm not going to touch the amp. The amp's still going to sit in neutral, okay? So we're going to add a little bit of gain and a tiny bit of bite on the overdrive side. See where that puts us. Alright, so we got the gain kind of straightened out. She's still a little flubby. So we're going to play around with the bite and the tight and see where that puts us. Alright, we are almost to my happy spot. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think it has too much gain. So we're going to cut the gain back. See what happens now. All right, pretty much that's what she does. She just gives you fucking awesome. So just to turn back time, we got everything where we want it. Let's take another look at what it sounds like going through the stages. We're going to do just the Republic, then we're going to do the preamp, and then we're going to do the overdrive. All right, here we go. All right, so yeah, I fucking love this pedal. I love it. I know sometimes people are like, dude, how do you have a video where you talk so good about Airis effects and then you have a video where you're not really saying nice things? One thing I will say, I've never, ever said anything except for nice things. Well, there was that one time where I explained where people are having a little bit of a problem with Richard Slits, but he comes off kind of brash because he's very proud of his work. I think you have to be proud of your work, especially if you're going to put out as much product as he does. You have to be confident with the fact that what you're putting out is good, all right? And with him, some of the stuff, I never say it's shit. I usually say, it's just not for me, all right? Like the Apollyon and whatever the fuck that other pedal was. Neither one of them really did it for me. Are they good pedals? Hell yeah, they're built phenomenal. But are they for me? No. For what I do, they just... I don't know. I don't tune super low and play that genty stuff, so pretty much that's where I found its happy spot was. It's just not for me. But I never said it was shit. Because it's not. It's top performing stuff. That's what Airis Effects gives you. They give you the most best violent stuff you can get your fucking hands on. There's one thing Airis Effects is not. Subtle. They're just not subtle. And Richard is an awesome guy. Is he a little arrogant sometimes about his work? Yeah, but then again, you have to be. I mean, if you're not going to believe in your own product, how do you expect anybody else to believe in your product? I don't have a problem with how he does it. I don't have a problem with how he treats people, because I'm a fucking dick and he treats me pretty nice. You know, especially when I've had times where I've had to say, this pedal just isn't for me. And I know it probably sucks for him because I don't have a large audience, but I do have an audience. And yeah, it probably does suck, but I try to be honest with everything. That's what I try to do. And at the end of the day, he is one of the good guys, and he puts out amazing stuff. And he also gives you a chance to like get your hands on stuff that's kind of special. Like he had a pedal that wasn't quite there, but he has the pedal finished, but he has this prototype. Instead of just throwing away or repurposing, he lets people buy them. And sometimes you get these nice little treasures where when you get the actual version, you actually, as a player, like the prototype better than the actual version, which is absolutely hilarious to me. I have some up there that are just like, the prototypes, but I like them better than the original version. I just do. And, you know, I have a lot of Airis effects pedals. I've sold a bunch of Airis effects pedals, but if they don't really suit what I'm doing, some stuff for me is just either too violent, or it's kind of set up for the guy who really likes that low tuning stuff, you know, with this super low tune 7s and 8s and 9s and whatever the fuck else they're doing. But his stuff is always of the top quality. And if he tells you he's going to have something done, like say he says December they're going to ship, no matter what he has going on in his life, 9.5 out of 10 times, you're going to have that by then or many weeks before you're supposed to. And he's a one-man operation. And he's pumping out amazing products at a scale that's just phenomenal for a one-person thing. And I'm not saying all this nice stuff because he gives me something. No, I buy my pedals. The only time I ever asked him for a free pedal is for my Christmas giveaway, the 12 pedals of Christmas. I did ask him if I could snag something he had just laying around or whatever, you know. I tried, but he's in the middle of a big move and stuff, so at least he was just flat out also like, nah, can't do that, man. Good enough. I don't expect the ones that have to have done it, you know. I'm nobody. And at the end of the day, you know, he's a good dude. And I'm proud to own a lot of his stuff. And I love talking to him. The guy is just, he really is a good guy. And I've said this about, I got a whole wall of pedals over there. I should show that sometime. Thanks to Jason Frankhauser's wife. I did what Jason did because it was his wife's idea and it's brilliant. That woman should market something. But a woman's behind the closet hanger, you can put pedals in it. They fit perfect. They're out of the way. It's great. You don't have to keep them in boxes, dig through boxes to get them. They're right there on the wall. If I want something, just go get it like you go into a library. It's fantastic. But yeah, anyhow, this pedal is cool. Sorry, you're not going to be able to get one unless you find one of the 2 that are going to be floating around out on the used market. You might be able to get one, but I'm going to go with you're fucked. So this pedal right here, you might see pop up on a couple channels. I'll probably send it to Chase Lewis over at That Sounds Terrible for sure. There's a couple other guys that have sent me messages like, hey, I'd like to check that out. And, I'll get it out to people just with the holidays and stuff. And I have like a workload right now. Like I have a real job. This is just me doing a hobby. I do this for fun. And I have a lot of shit going on right now between personal life and the amount of gear that I have borrowed that I gotta get and get back to people because I don't like holding gear hostage. Unless it's part Kinggray's. I hold this shit hostage all the time just because, well, he forgets to fucking remind me because he doesn't even know what the hell he owns anymore. I probably could keep him and you never even know. But yeah, anyhow, thanks for tuning in as always. I love the fact that people are saying like, hey man, we kind of miss seeing this or we'd like to see this. And that's why I dug the Republic out. I love that amp. I'm lazy and don't want to change amps out every time. So, yeah, what's someone said like, dude, I haven't seen you use the Republic. Is it broken? No, it just isn't. Now that I got it out, I'll probably use it, I don't know, for like the next 5 or 6 videos. I really do love this amp. And for the money, made in Texas, in America, with all the finest components you can get, it is a hard one to beat. It really is. I only have one negative thing to say about it. I've said it since day one. I fucking hate the enclosure. It's got like that stuff you put in truck bed bodies, but rougher. So like if you rub up against it, it takes a fucking inch of your skin off. I actually have permanent road rash from moving this thing around in a couple spots on my arms. It's ridiculous. And there was that one time I moved it naked, but we're not going to talk about that one. You know, if your mom didn't startle me, I wouldn't have that fucking problem. But yeah, mom's crazy. She is. She's crazy. You know, you can stuff her like an envelope. It's really interesting. I've never met a woman like that before. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. Keep music evil. Bring metal to the children. Check out Airis Effects. And don't be a dick. Subscribe to my shit. Later.